But Don, the games are coming thick and fast, and the buzz around the place here is audible. You can see it every day. But Saracens has that little edge to it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I think everyone's excited for it, regardless of what teams play. It's about the match, about the two clubs that are involved and the history that they have.
And obviously, in recent times, 3 finals, it hurts a little bit. Last season in particular was probably the one that hurt the most, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course it was. It was one that we should have won it. But you could say that about every game you lost. We should have won it and we didn't. And there's reasons for it, and I think we've learned a lot from that, and hopefully going forward we can make those learns pay off.
In what's been a strange season for all of us, on and off the field, it's nice to be back playing rugby, but the boys have come back, all of you, in great form. 6 from 6. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, I think there was a lot more that behind the scenes, hard work that the whole squad put in a time where you could have just saved it till the end of the lockdown and started working hard for it. I think that's the kind of culture that we've bred. I certainly say the kind of culture Rob's bred, where he's never gone away from the hard work is one thing that you never falter on, and I think the guys have really stepped up to that, and you can see that we've got 2 squads that are being highly competitive in games on short turnarounds. Some guys doubling up, some guys not, and still going strong. So it is a very positive takeout from lockdown.
The media say it's a first and a second squad. I don't see it like that. When you talk about the side that played at Bristol, the side that played at Northampton's, international names in there, you're all one collective. You're all driving each other, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. That Bristol squad, we still had our club captain playing. We had a pack of forwards that had played a lot of Prem games between them. So, but people are always going to name it something, and that's okay. We've got an end goal that we're trying to achieve. And regardless of how you contribute to it, everyone's having a contribution, and the smallest contribution is just as equal as the biggest one. And the way we treat each other, I think, shows that.
The coaches are talking about it, the internal competition, but as players, are you seeing it? You all want that jersey. The big games are going to come at some stage.
Yeah, I think you can see from the performances on the field, there's a reason that the guys are pushing on every week, and that's because of the competition. We've got guys are still working hard during the week, off field kind of things. But at the same time, it's kind of everyone's putting their head down and enjoying the journey. We're still hanging out together. Guys are still having a bit of fun. Just trying to make sure that we enjoy this and not let it get away from us.
Sarries this weekend, we know what's going to come at us. Whatever side they're going to be tough, aren't they? It doesn't matter. A bit like us, you look at their squad and you say they've got a decent squad.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's got a point to prove. Whether they put their strongest out or whether they put the youngsters out or whatever comes away, everyone's got a point to prove, and that's what makes it exciting. They've all been involved in the same squad that won. It's not like they've got 2 separate teams that have never talked to each other. They've got the same motivations, they've got the same emotional reasons that they can bring into the game. I think it's going to be quite an exciting game.
Don, you've been around the place long enough now. The squad, though, and you were seeing the depth of it, but some of these youngsters getting their first opportunities, they're stepping up as well.
Oh, it's wonderful to see, and I think lockdown and this whole whatever's happening in the rugby scene and just countrywide or worldwide, you've got to try and find some positive out of it. And I think the positives for it, especially from a rugby point of view, is we've now seen a load of development happening with some younger names that never probably would have got their Prem debuts in the way they have, or as many as they have, Prem games in this period. And I think for rugby's future, it's going to pay off big time, because we're going to have names that people recognise, guys that aren't making a debut once every 8 weeks kind of thing. You're going to have a crop of older generation guys moving on, and they're going to be replaced by guys that have been here, played the games, and they're going to fit right in. And I think that's a wonderful positive that we can take out of it.
I think from day one you've always talked about the buzz of a match day here. What is a match day like now with no crowd? Is it weird?
It's a lot less buzz now. We kind of rely on our S&C and physios and the bench guys to be making the noise that 10,000, 12,000 people used to make. They do a good job of it, but it is a bit different. But at the same time, you've got to adjust and get caught up in the heat of the moment and not rely on the crowd. And you've got to find different motivators, and I think guys have actually done it very well.
The on-field energy you find, though, you're creating that yourself, aren't you? And those youngsters are involved in that. Do you see yourself as a kind of father figure to some of them in that respect, that you're helping them along? Because it is their first steppings into top flight rugby.
Yeah, of course, but I think credit to the youngsters. They've kind of just gotten on with it. Everyone knows their roles. You don't really need to be there for them. I think what's important is make sure that everyone's playing their best game, and doing the best for the team, and the youngsters will step up to the roles, and I think they really have. Looking the way we've ended off some of the tighter games, that's been a lot of the youngsters that have come off the bench, and they've done a job that 3 or 4 years ago we did differently and didn't do as well as them. So it's fantastic to see.
Finally, a look to the future. Exciting few weeks, month or so to come, isn't it? There's so much on the horizon. Big games aplenty.
Yeah, of course. This is what we've all really been working for, and it's very exciting. We don't know what's going to happen. The knockout games are going to come, and hopefully we're going to take them in our stride, and see how much it actually means to us.